So this game against Liverpool, what are your thoughts on it in the sense that there has been talk in the build-up that it doesn't perhaps have that intensity that it used to do? It's got the rivalry, but the actual game itself?
Has
it lost it a little bit?
Not from our end, no. Not at all, no. It's one of the biggest games. It's one of the best games I was part of and fortunate enough to play in and coaching. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the boys. I'm looking forward to the supporters. It means a lot to them. So it's
Right, the headline match of this big weekend is Manchester United versus Liverpool. It is live on Super Sunday. Remember, United only need 2 more points to secure a top 5 finish, which would be enough for Champions League football next season. Let's go live to Carrington now and speak once again to our reporter Daniel Khan. Dan, good afternoon to you once again. A lot of chat around Kobbie Mainoo's future yesterday. He's been rejuvenated, isn't he, under Michael Carrick. How important was it for United to keep the midfielder?
Yeah, afternoon, David. First of all, I think it says a lot for Manchester United to keep one of their star assets, right? Someone in Kobbie Mainoo who's come through the academy who, look, he will admit he had a really challenging first half of the season. I think everyone here at Carrington would also admit to that as well under Ruben Amorim, the predecessor to Michael Carrick. But since Carrick has come in, he has started all but one Premier League game since January 17th when he started that first game under Carrick at Manchester City when they won that game. And he's been ever present since. And I think Carrick has been really impressed, especially in the last 2 games. He feels like he's gone up a level, especially in terms of his defensive abilities. But to get Kobbie Mainoo tied down to a new 5-year contract, keeping him here till 2031 is great for Kobbie Mainoo, a great turnaround this season, but also a pathway to those coming through Carrington as well to give them hope, seeing one of their own come through to the first team as well. But I asked Carrick just what he found in January when he returned to the club, what kind of Kobbie Mainoo he found after a challenging first start of the season, and what was behind his success. And this is what he had to say.
like all the players, I think, trying to get that connection and understanding and building relationships. Certainly understanding what it had looked like for Kobbie over the last 2-3 years and the ups and the downs and the big highs and some challenging times. And letting him thrive, you know, just giving him that platform to go and be himself. And I think he's evolved, he's improving all the time. I think you can see that. The more responsibility, the more confidence, the more belief. Keeps adding to his game, and he's certainly done that. But yeah, just giving him that platform and that opportunity to go and be the best version, and he's, as I just said, he's done fantastic with it. There's more to come. There's loads more to come. I keep saying that for some time because he's such a young man, you know. But he's in a great spot at the moment.
And Dan, of course, focus now turns to a huge game on Super Sunday. It's a fixture that Michael Carrick knows well, doesn't he, as a player? He's been involved in lots of games against Liverpool for Manchester United, but it's going to be his first in the dugout. What did he have to say about this special rivalry?
Yeah, like Michael Carrick knows what it's like to play against Liverpool better than many other former players or other people involved in football. He faced them 33 times during his playing career, more than any other team throughout what was quite an illustrious playing career, basically winning every trophy available. But look, this fixture, Manchester United against Liverpool, when Carrick took over, Liverpool were 3 points ahead of United at the time in the table. Now those 2 teams have now reversed. Manchester United 3 points ahead of Liverpool with a chance to cement Champions League football for next season. Now that could happen before when Brighton take on Newcastle on Saturday, but I don't think any United fan will love it more than cementing that against their biggest rivals on Sunday. And Michael Carrick knows that both teams would be aspiring to be competing for that Premier League title and other trophies, of course, but this fixture is still the one he, all the players and all the staff and the fans all look forward to.
Certainly one of my favourite games, yeah, without doubt. I think it's a standout game, you know. I think there's obviously big games and big rivalries that we have with other teams, but certainly this one is right up there. And the history, the ups and downs that past has produced in these type of games, and the excitement and entertainment, I think it's and the emotion, which is a huge part of it. It makes it a really special game.
In terms of team news, David, there's positive news in terms of Matheus Cunha. He missed that win against Brentford. Michael Carrick hopeful he'll be back in the matchday squad come Sunday. And really, Manchester United will need all of their players really available, because Liverpool, well, United have only won one game at Old Trafford against Liverpool in the last 7 attempts. Liverpool have pretty much had the keys to Old Trafford, although the one who's usually had the Mo Salah won't be featuring. So how that impacts the game, the big game on the big weekend, kick-off 3:30 Old Trafford, Manchester United against Liverpool. As Darmesh said about his game, I simply cannot wait.
Nicely done, thank you, Dan. Yeah, so it is the age-old battle between these two bitter rivals. Arne Slot has confirmed that Mo Salah will not be available on Sunday due to injury. Slot believes he will return before the end of the season, but he will miss his final chance to play at Old Trafford as a Liverpool player.
As we know from Mo, he's always working incredibly hard during the season when he's fit, but definitely also when he's injured, to be back as soon as possible. And that's what he's trying now as well. And usually he's earlier fit than other players after a minor injury, because he has a minor injury. So we expect him indeed to be back in the final part of the season, but not tomorrow, for Sunday.
In some ways, though, is there some relief that he'll be able to get that kind of big send-off? Be available at
Yeah, no, not in some ways, in all ways. In all ways, it's a big relief that that his injury is minor, so that he's able to play for us, that he's able to play at the World Cup, and if there's any time a player that deserves to get a big send off, it's definitely Mo.
Well, Salah was on target the last time that Liverpool played at Old Trafford. It was a 3-0 win for Slot's side back in September 2024. The Liverpool head coach admits the United have improved since then, and he knows how big this game is for supporters of both clubs.
Every game you play has influence on your league position. So that's not only when you play Man United, it's in every week and every game. But we are aware of the fact that it's a very big game. Not only because we play Man United, but definitely also to qualify for Champions League and to get the highest possible position in the league table, which of course is something we want. We wanted to of course to win the league. That's not possible, and then you have to try to end up as high as possible, and that's what we are trying week in, week out, and that's what we're going to try Sunday again as well. Thank you. No, I think last season when we played them and they were not in the same league position as they are now, league position is the way you say it, yeah. Then I also said that their players are much better than the league position shows. And another time, another transfer window adding a lot of players. And that has resulted, I would almost say finally, in that we now see how good their players are. And in terms of looking at the league table, we always knew that they were really good, but now they are also showing it in the league table. It might be a bit of an advantage that they only play once a week, but as I said, when we played them every single time, I saw before we played them in the lead up to the game, analyzing them, how good they are, and every time we played them, I felt the same, and now they have become, especially under Michael Carrick, more consistent in their results.
Right, time to tell you about our poll. Tonight we're asking you which club is best placed to win the Premier League again. Obviously not.
Will not be available for that match, which means he will miss the chance for a last Old Trafford visit as a Liverpool player.
As we know from Mo, he's always working incredibly hard during the season when he's fit, but definitely also when he's injured, to be back as soon as possible. And that's what he's trying now as well. And usually he's earlier fit than other players after a minor injury, because he has a minor injury. So we expect him indeed to be back in the final part of the season, but not tomorrow, for Sunday.
In some ways, though, is there some relief that he'll be able to get that kind of big send-off? Be available at
Yeah, no, not in some ways, in all ways. In all ways, it's a big relief that that his injury is minor, so that he's able to play for us, that he's able to play at the World Cup, and if there's any time a player that deserves to get a big send off, it's definitely Mo.
Obviously, Freddie did great on his Premier League debut last week, but it would be a bonus, I'd imagine, to have Alisson back for this weekend as well. So, how is Ali? How far away is he at the moment?
No, for us it's a bonus every player that comes back, because now if you add Mo to the injury list, it's getting longer and longer, but that's been throughout the whole season. So Ali hasn't trained with us yet, very close to train with us, so I have to hear today from the medical staff if he's able to train today or either tomorrow or otherwise start of next week. So he's very close. But we are, of course, also we don't want to take any risk, because that's never what you do with a player, and that's also not what we do now.
If he hasn't trained yet, though, it would be a big ask, I'd imagine, to come straight back in, even a keeper of Ali's quality.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between a goalkeeper and a player. If a player hasn't trained for a few weeks, then players need to run much more than goalkeepers do. So I don't think the issue with a player is when he's out for 4 or 5 weeks that he forgot to know how to play football. It's usually that the fitness levels are not at the levels to play at this intensity that the Premier League is asking. So there's a difference between a goalkeeper and the outfield player.